going to be doing a watercolor. Got my watercolors all out, my water, my brushes. And I'm going to start by wetting. I have 140-pound watercolor paper. And I'm just using straight plain water. And just wetting the paper. We're going to throw some color at it and see what comes out. Let's start with some, our brightest color right along the, it's going to be a landscape, so it's right along the horizon. Maybe right along there. Maybe down. Let's see, maybe a little, that's a bright yellow. We go a little bit darker. Just rinsing my brush when I'm going. Just spreading that, throw a little down. We might have some water down here, so it'd be reflections. Let's go into some, maybe some bright reds. Down here. Let's go into some our deeper reds, our alizarans. Maybe up there. A little down here. I'm going to go into some blues. Let's see. Maybe up here. Maybe a little over here. And maybe back to my reds. All right, now I'm just wetting my brush. It's clean. I'm just gonna kind of blending down here. I'm gonna go and clean my brush. I want to start in these yellows and work my way back up. I want to keep this area bright. That's why I'm sort of starting there and working my way back up in the lightest area, work my way down. Get some more water on my brush. Basically, I'm just filling my color, my background, my paper with color. Maybe a little more touch of blue over here. And let's spread that out. Be careful about getting too much of the blue into the yellows. You'll end up with a green sky. Okay. I want to get a little touch of the bright red. Put it right in here between that yellow and I think I'm going to get, let's see, down here, a little blue, maybe some of the phthalo blue. Maybe streak a little in over here. Since we have it up top, we want some blue down here. All right. And I'm gonna let that dry. Okay, that's fairly dry. You can see the paper buckles a little bit. That's why I tape it down. You can lift that tape up and straighten it out a little bit, flatten it out a little more, and retape it. But I think we're good. So let's get started with our painting. I'm going to establish a horizon line, and I want that a little darker. It's right along the horizon on this. So I'm going to take some of my alizarin crimson, some of my blues, even a little bit of the phthalo green in it. You get a real dark, almost black color. And I'm just gonna kind of tap it. Just, you can see it's almost black. And right along here, and I'm gonna lay my finger on here. You can actually take a ruler and draw a pencil line if that's easier for you, but I'm gonna draw kind of a, straight line right across. And it doesn't have to be completely straight. You can have it a little uneven. It's a shoreline. I mean, you want it basically straight. But I mean, the land can come down a little bit here. So I'm gonna pick up a little more color. I'm gonna darken that a little more. Okay. Now here, I'm gonna put a few trees over here, and with this dark color, just using the corner of the brush, just kind of coming down. Let's pick up a little more of my color. Let's get some more of that alizarin in there. And you can kind of, and I'm just using the corner. And then as I get down a little further, I'm just kind of smushing it down. And then here. And then down here, I'm gonna put some here. I'm gonna take a soft brush. I'm gonna dampen it. Wipe most of the moisture off of it. And then I'm gonna kind of drag that up a little bit down. And then with the corner of the brush, I'm just gonna kind of smudge it across. I want to keep some of these lines in it. You can even with your brush that's got the heavier paint, even put a few streaks like water. Kind of smudge it out. So it looks like almost reflections in the water. I'm gonna bring that tree line down a little more and darken it a little more in areas. Leaving some of the light areas. Maybe light singing across it. Okay, I'm gonna clean that brush. I'm gonna get a small twiggy brush. And it's just around. I'm gonna roll it in that paint. Pull it through. Just kind of pull it through on here. And I'm just kind of some thin ones, some heavier ones, and I'm doing the same thing down into the water area. Then I'm going to come back with my flat brush. I'm going to set those down by making it even darker on the land. So we've got a little group of trees here. Okay, I'm going to clean that brush. I'm going to go into my bright yellows. I'm going to come in here and bring some of that color. And I'm not doing a flat color. Maybe there's some clouds in there and that's picking up that bright yellow. Here I'm just going to kind of drag it across, maybe pull a little bit down and then back and forth so that it looks like it's almost reflections in the water. And what I'm doing is I'm more or less building on the colors I have in the background. The reason I did that is any place where I don't cover, you'll still have color showing through. It's not going to be a white background. So I'm still adding color on top of my color. I'm going to pick up, let's pick up some of my bright red. Maybe some of my deeper yellows, mix those together. Get almost an orangey color. And here, maybe some clouds are coming down right into by the trees. And I'm just building that sky. I'm gonna pick up a little more of the red. And as I go up, it's gonna turn more red. And then I'm gonna take a little alizarin crimson right in here, get it even deeper, and then pick up a little bit of the blues and kind of mix them in, get almost a lavender look to that. I'm gonna clean my brush, tap the moisture off, kind of drag some of that, blend it a little bit. All right, now I'm gonna go in straight blue. And I'm gonna add a lot of water to it. Really water it down. I mean, it's literally dripping off my brush. I'm gonna just touch, get the heavy stuff off. And then in here, I'm gonna do some blue up here. Then I'm gonna come back and touch my alizarin. I want that to mix. I want that almost a purple. But I do want to see some of the blue coming through. So we almost have a purple. I'm gonna go back to maybe, my bright reds, some of my, little bit of my darker yellows, almost an orangey color. It's still got quite a bit of red in it. Let's pick up a little more yellow as we come down. Clean that brush and then come in with just plain water, kind of drag that out. So we're getting quite a colorful. Bring some of that actually down into that sky. All right, I'm gonna go back into my alizarins, add it to my yellows, get a deeper orange. Maybe in there. I'm gonna pick up some of my blues above it. Clean that brush, clean it good. And then I'm gonna come in and kind of spread that out. And then I'm just gonna kind of drag that up there. I think I got a bigger brush. I'm gonna kind of real lightly just kind of drag that, unless if the wind is blowing some of the clouds streaking over there. All right, down in the water, I'm gonna grab some of that orange color, come in here, just kind of brightening that water. Some of the blues down in here. A little bit of the brighter reds with the brighter yellows maybe in here. Get some water and drag that. And then I'm going to get some of the deeper reds. Kind of pull that down through here. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. That's my water. I think over here I'm going to get a little more of the blues and the reds. Get almost a purplish, since it's so with the trees here. Sort of darken it a little more in here. So we've got ourselves a colorful background. Take a look, stand back. Got this so bright down here. Maybe I'll take a little more of that bright red and that bright yellow, and right in here, do a streak of that. Pull that out. Bring it right down into some of that yellow. There we go. That brightened that up. Now as this is drying, it's starting to spread. You can move some of it around a little bit. You can even do sort of watermarks. Sort of like the water's moving here. I think maybe even in here we'll bring a little bit of that color up there. Sort of that light hidden up above there. All right, let's let that dry a bit. It's fairly dry. There's a couple wet spots, but that's all right. We can work with it. So now we got to decide what we wanted to do. We got some trees over in here. Do we want to put something over in here? Possibly, maybe. Oh, let's go in maybe a headland over here. Something in here. We can go even a little darker. Bring it right across. Maybe even a little higher over here. And we can take, maybe pull some of that color just down a little bit here. I don't want too much. I like that bright yellow there. I'm gonna go across. Maybe we can do a streak or two here and pull that over. So we got a little headland there. I'll take my smaller brush, some of that dark color. Maybe, maybe we got a couple palm trees or something growing out here. Maybe there's another one here. We can put a couple more. They're just blowing away in the breeze here. Oh, maybe one or two down here. Give them a little one here. So maybe there's something growing along the edges. And we can even darken this a little bit more. Just tapping in some color in here, some darker colors. Maybe there's some rocks or something, some growth growing down here. And right along that base, I'm going to darken right along that shoreline. And pull things up. Work. And these will probably fade out, but we'll see. And we can pull a few things down, reflections in the water. And we can kind of wet that brush and just kind of drag it along that edge and kind of smudge things out. We can even lightly pull things up in here. Take that brush, wet it, kind of smudge things out, just so it looks like maybe something reflecting. All right, so we got a little headland here. Over here we've got land, so let's give it a little more land to, we've got a little bit here. We'll bring it up there, and then maybe it comes out here, and then way over here. So we've got something over here. And as we come closer, I'm going to add a little vermilion green. Give it a little more color. And with that, I'm going to pull some sea grasses or something up along there. And here, let's see, I'm going to take a fan brush. This is a dry fan brush. I'm going to pull things down and then kind of go across like that, just so you can see. And then we'll come in once it dries a little bit, but actually a little right across like there, where the water and the land separate. So we'll pull that out a little bit. All right. So we've got trees here. We got some palm trees here. Maybe over here. There's a palm tree here. Maybe there's another one here. And let's darken those. In fact, I'm going to go straight into some black. We got the light color on. Now I'm going to come in some darker. And then down here, we're going to kind of set them down. Here, I'm going to pull a few things up here. And then maybe right here we'll establish that water line. So, and maybe out here, I'm gonna drag that along that horizon. And then maybe I'm gonna pull some waves in, a little bit of something here going on. And then out on the horizon, maybe there's a sailboat coming. So, and right below that, I'm going to kind of pull that out, maybe a little reflection in the water. Let's make that sail just a little bit bigger. Let's get that there. So we got a little sailboat out there, just floating along. Give it some little waves in here. Let's pick up some reds. Let me get in here. Let's get into some oranges. Just picking up water to pull that out. So we got a little painting. Let's get our mat. Pretty colorful. And if for some reason you don't like as much color up here, take your brush. You can come in. This is what the beauty of watercolor. You can pull some of that color out so that maybe it blends in a little more. You like that a little better? There you go. And I think we got ourselves a nice little painting. And I think I'm just going to sign it with my pencil today. And I think we've got a finished painting. I hope you enjoyed that one.